updates on our process as we move through regarding FEMA inspections, particularly substantial damage assessments, and all things hurricane recovery. So first I want to start off with you. The city's community development department will be issuing the substantial damage assessment letters. These are for all residential and non-residential structures that have been damaged by flooding. They have to undergo the substantial damage assessment and estimate as part of their process before a permit can be issued to repair the damage. City staff did the initial damage assessment in the days immediately following both storms, so flooding from Helene and largely wind from Milton. But we did soon after request assistance from Pinellas County and the state to do substantial damage assessments. We contracted with the Tidal Basin Group to do that, and they are currently helping with those inspections and estimates in coordination with Pinellas County. So some questions we had. I want to thank the Gabber for giving me the opportunity to get this information out there. These are largely concerning these SDAs, or substantial damage assessment letters. Question one that we received was, what address will the SDA letters be mailed to? The SDA letters are initially mailed to the site address where the flooding took place, so the flooded property, so the address of that damaged property. If that letter is returned undelivered, the mailing address listed with the Pinellas County Property Appraiser's Office will be used as a secondary address. Also, by the way, if these are coming with beyond the 50-50 rule, if it's more than 50% of the appraised property value is damaged, that will come as a certified, via certified mail. Question number two, are the SDA letters forwarded via UPUSPS, or are the envelopes marked do not forward? The answer to that question is SDA letters are not marked do not forward. So if you have established a forwarding address, they will be delivered there. Question number three, is there any other option to get the SDA letter if it does not reach the property owner? The answer is yes. If that letter is returned, efforts are made to contact the owner by checking for a registered email address with our Gulfport Utilities Department. If no email address is available, the letter is resent to the mailing address listed on the property appraiser's website. And owners can also proactively contact the Community Development Department to verify the status and request a copy of their SDA letter. And the best way to do that is going to mygulfport.us/FEMA, where you're going to find a wealth of information that will help you move forward, including contact info for the building department. Question number four, is there an expected end date to the SDA letter process? The duration of the process is going to depend on the volume of letters and any follow-up actions required for undelivered mail. So while a precise timeline is not available, it's largely dependent on how these procedures go, and we know they're going to be slow. We're talking months, not weeks. It is reasonable to expect the process to take several weeks to a few months, in short. I know that's not what anyone wants to hear, but it is the fact. Updates may be provided by the Community Development Department as the process progresses. Number five, how will we know if our letter was sent? Confirmation mechanisms vary. You may contact, again, the Community Development Department handling the SDA letters to check the status. If the letter was sent via certified mail, a tracking number will be available. If no communication is received, it's advisable to follow up after the initial mailing time frame to ensure your letter is not missed. So bottom line, check with the Community Development Department to find out the status of your particular case. I also wanted to let you know that between residential and non-residential structures, we've got nearly 700 affected structures. So while we have brought in help from the outside, from the county level, we've brought in contractors, we are still largely at the mercy of how this process is paced through FEMA. We are working as quickly as we can. Employees are still working long hours. Again, I encourage you to be respectful and patient with them. We expect the same for them of them when they interact with you. And hopefully we'll get through this. But I do want to make it clear. I know with the holidays approaching, the time of that good feeling and working together, some of that has now slipped into a real level of frustration and lack of patience. I wish I could tell you that this wasn't going to be a long process, but it really is. I can't encourage you strongly enough to follow up and get more information, again, at mygulfport.us/FEMA, and also contacting our building department at mygulfport.us/community-development. You're going to find a wealth of information there, as well as floodplain management ordinances, any updates from FEMA, and some good news for most folks looking for permits. We have extended the permit waiver for construction permit fees. That is now will remain in effect. We are waiving those fees through December of 2024. We've extended that again for a third time, so that will be extended through December 2024. We will follow up again in a week or so. Please continue to send your questions. Try to make these more general questions, as if you have a specific question, and all these cases are very different from one another. It needs to go through community development in the building department. But general questions as to the process, many will be answered on the city website. If you have something more specific, we will address these through these videos and try to answer those general questions for you. Take care of yourself. I know it's a hard time to be thankful and be in a holiday mood, but take care of yourself, and we will end up getting through this. It's just going to be a long road, and we need to be prepared for that. Thank you, Gulfport.